So as you can see in the previous video, we talked about margin. Yes, we talked about margin, and we ended up we said that all these margins can be used according to Amazon standard. All these can be used according to Amazon standard. Any of these can work. So what I did is that I decided to use normal margin, which I clicked on normal, and it pushed these things in the center. Now the next thing we want to talk about is the paper side, and you cannot talk about paper side without talking about bleed. Yes, so it's the paper size. I said the paper size we want to use is 5.5 by 8.5. Yes, now if you're using bleed, there are certain measurements you have to add on that paper size that you want to use, and that is what we are going to do in this particular video. Now let's look at what Amazon has to say about these paper sizes. Yes, so as you can see here, from here you can see that we have when you want to use bleed, and remember we are using inches, so this is what we are looking for. This is the exact thing we are looking for when we want to have bleed and use this. So if we want to use bleed, if you're not using bleed, you don't even need to look at these things. You just do things the normal way that you always do. Yes, you select your normal paper, select your everything the same way. But if you're using bleed, then you have to change these measurements. Yes, so for the height, for example, if this is a paper, then this is what we're calling the height. This side is what we're calling the height. This part here is what we're calling the height, and then this part is what we're calling the width. Now when there's bleed for the height, then you have to add this. Yes, you have to add this 0.25 times 2. Yes, so if you use a calculator to calculate 0.125 times 2, you'll get a certain number, which is 0.25. So let's see. So if you use a calculator, you come to the calculator here, you come to the calculator and say 0.125 times 2, and you click equal to, and you see that it's 0.25. That's why I always say you add 0.25 to the height. Yes, so you add 0.25 to the height. Let me see what we are talking about. So you add 0.25 to the height. So as we have said, you add 0.25 to the height. Now what do I mean by that? So if I have this is the, I've said this is the width and this is the height. So on the height side, you're going to add 0.25. Yes, 0.25, and then you add 0.125 to the width. Yes, the width on this side you're going to add 0.125. Yes, so on the height you're going to add 0.25. On the width you're going to add 0.125. Yes, so those are the measurements you add for any book when you're having bleed. So now let's do this calculation. So let's say we are going to use a paper size of 5.5. Yes, 5.5 by 8.5. Yes, so 5.5 by 8.5. So we are using 5.5 by 8.5. Now if we are doing 5.5, let me first explain this before we go far. So if we say 5.5 by 8.5, so you can see, let's say this is a paper and this is this side. Let's say this is the 8.5. This side, the height is the 8.5, and then 5.5 is the width. Yes, is the width. And we said here plus on the 5.5 we are going to be adding 0.125, and on the height we're going to be adding 0.25. So you see what we are trying to do. So we're going to add this on this side and then this on this side. So that means I've actually been making a mistake in the previous videos. We have been adding it the wrong way. Now this is the correct way because I've actually drawn it, and now you can see what I've drawn. So if I've drawn here, I've said this is the height, this side is the height, and we are adding 0.125 times 2 on it. Yes, which is 0.25. Yes, plus, and then we know that the height is 8.5, and then 5.5 plus 0.125. So if we do this on calculator, 5.5 plus 0.125, what do we get? So let's do it and see. So let's do it and see. So we said 5.5. Where is the calculator? So it's here. So we are doing 5.5 plus 0.125 equals to 5.625. so this is what we are looking for. Yes, and this is the first thing we are looking for, so we're going to copy it and bring it here and apply it to this page. So you go ahead and click on layout, click on paper size here, you go ahead and click on more paper size, click on this, and then you are going to click on paper. You make sure on paper, and then you're on letter here, then width, we are dealing with width, so 5.5 is the width. So what we just calculated is the width, so you add that figure to the width here, you paste it here, so you can see there it has been pasted, and then you click on OK. You make sure it's on whole document and you click on OK. You can see what has happened, so it has been squeezed to the middle. Now we go ahead and get the other paper size. Yes, so that's for the width. Yes, you can see that the width has been reduced. Then let's go ahead and get the other size for the height. Now for the height, we are going to check here. When you check the height here, you're going to see that we had this page here, we did this, so we added 0.125 here, and then here we are going to be adding 0.25. Yes, 0.25. so 0.25 plus 8.5. so on the height it is 8.5. Now 8.5, when you use the calculator, what do you get? So 8.5 plus 0.25, so 8.5. I'm gonna remove this. So 8.5 plus 0.25 equals to 8.75. so I copy this 8.75 and I bring it to the paper here. So you can see the paper, as the paper is here, I go ahead and click on layout, click on size. Yes, click on more paper size, click here, and then you see here paper, and then we are doing height, so that is height that we are doing. So you click here and you paste it there, and then make sure it's on the whole document, and you click on OK. You can see there's some change which has taken place. Now we have the paper size that we want. Yes, we have the paper size, we have everything now ready. So the only thing left for us to do is to organize this content according to the way we want. Yes, so let me say, before we start organizing content, we need to account for some things. We need to account for the margin. Yes, we need to account for the margin. It's very important, and in order to account for margin, we need to have this ruler here, this particular ruler you're seeing here. Now in order to activate this ruler, all you have to do is come to view here, click on view, and then after clicking on view, you're going to see this thing which says ruler. So if I click here, you can see that the ruler, if I click here, you see the ruler disappears. If I click again, you see the ruler comes back. If I click here again, it disappears. If I click here again, it comes back. That means this is used for activating the ruler. So you go to view, click on this to activate the ruler. Yes, now most people have been looking for how to make their pages be multiple like this. So to make the pages multiple like this, all you have to do is also come to view here, make sure you click, if you want one page, you click here one page. You can see that it's now one page. If you want many pages, you click on multiple pages. You can see that now I have multiple pages like this. Yes, so that is introduction to the ruler. Now if this ruler is activated here, what you're going to need from this ruler is only two things. The first thing is here, you make sure you see this ruler has these two small things. If I move this thing, you see the words are moving, text are moving. This is the upper one, and then there's this lower one which is down here, which doesn't move anything. So that means the upper one is the most important one. So if I want to set my margin, so I'll count here from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want it to be on this sixth one, so I'll move this upper one to the sixth one. You can see where it has been, where it is stuck. So I'll first move this one, and I move this one to the sixth one here. Yes, so I'll leave it there. So moving it to this sixth one gives me enough space for margin, so I've moved it to the sixth one here. You move it to this sixth one, then after that you go to the footer section, click here, double click here, it takes you to the footer section. Then you insert a shape, a line, insert and pick a line, and insert a line at this level exactly. So I'll just click on shift, hold shift, and insert a line straight. You've inserted the line straight, so you counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You see that? 6. Put a line there. Now you come this side also. You can see, as you can see, this one here doesn't start from the margin starts from here. So you'll count 1 from here. You say 1, you say 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That means our 6 is going to be on this 4. So you drag this, you put your cursor, this kind of cursor here, and click on Control to duplicate. And then you move this to this side and put it on 4 where there is 4. Yes, put it where there is 4. You make sure in the header, you're in the header and footer section. So you can see what I have here now. Yes, and then as you can see, this one, this also looks too big. This low one, this one, and this one. So as you can see on this side also, there is a ruler this side. There's a ruler this side. So all you have to do is just count. Yes, count, and try to imagine, try to set it up the way you want it to be set up. Yes, but you can also do without them, so you can leave it like this. So for this particular part of the course, I don't want to complicate things for you, so I'll just leave it like this, so that we just guide this margin and this other margin. Yes, these other ones we shall sort them later. Now let's say now we go ahead and close the header and footer section. If you close this, you're going to see that the lines are going to show up on every other part of this document. You can see that the lines are showing up on every other part. So that means now you have a guide, a complete guide to guide you in the process of this arranging the text. Now the first thing I want you to do is to use the to put your cursor on this. You see, you leave this first recipe, come to the second recipe here, put a cursor in front of it, click on Insert, and then click on Page Break. Click on Page Break. And this, why are we doing this? We're doing this so that it can give you space here for you to work with. Yes, so why do you need space to work with here? You see the things are disorganized here. So if I want to reorganize, I have to first move some things to the next page. So I'll just click here and move this to the next page. You'll see what will happen. So if I move that to the next page, click here and move this also to the next page. Yes, click here and move this also to the next page. You see, this has now moved up. Since it has moved up, I can click here and remove this recipe thing. Just highlight that and remove the name recipe. I don't want that. Now I have Mediterranean avocado toast. Yes, so since I have this, now I can move this. Let me say I want this, I want the organization to be like this, where I put this here, leave it. You see it's moving it, so I'll first move it down. You can see that. Then I can extend this up to here. You can see what I'm trying to do here. So I'll move this up to the extreme end. You can see that. So I have the recipe name here, recipe name, I have the cooking time and what, and I'll highlight this and maybe center it, come to home and center it here, put it in the center. You can see that. Then I go ahead and maybe I want ingredients to be placed here, so I'll figure out how to put the ingredients here. Can move it a bit down. So I've just realized that my Microsoft Word document is in compatibility mode. You see this compatibility mode? This is not the mode you should be working in. If you're working in this mode, it makes things complicated. For example, if you want to crop a picture, you will not be able to crop. Now to remove this compatibility mode, let me show you how to remove it. Now if you want to remove it, all you have to do is come here to File, click on File. Yes, it makes things complicated, so don't work in that mode. So click on File and look for this thing says Info. Click on Info. Yes, after clicking on Info, you're going to see this thing says Compatibility Mode. After reaching here, all you have to click on Convert here. Click on Convert. Click on Convert. You can see. Then I'll just say do not ask me again about converting documents. So click on this and then click on OK. So you can see compatibility mode has been removed from here. Yes, it has been removed. Now you see now this type of text box has changed. Now it's more flexible than the one I was using earlier. Yes, so just click here and make sure you put it here and then extend it to the sides. Extend this like that. After that, you move this, can bring this here and put it also here, put it here and extend this to this side. Yes, until it touches this line, and click here and move this to this here. You can move it here. As you can see, there's something happening, so I'll just leave it. You see, like here, after, if things are moving, if it is pushing things, that means it is not in the correct alignment format. Yes, so if you want to change the alignment format, you make sure you're here, you make sure this thing, you can see this thing says layout options. You click on this layout option, this thing says layout option, click on it. After that, you make sure you're on this one which says behind text, click on it. Yes, after that, then you move it. You can see that nothing is now moving from the other page, so you move it up like here. You can do that for this, for all of these, so that you can have flexibility. Just do that thing of behind text and you have flexibility with your document. So you can see what I've done here. So you stretch it like this and make sure it is like that. So you can see now I've arranged this like this. Now after this arrangement, the first thing I want to do is to remove the bullet points. Why am I removing the bullet points? Because my final document is going to have these boxes. Yes, these boxes. Now these boxes alone are enough to show that these are ingredients without me having the bullet points. That they're enough to show the person who is reading this book that these are the ingredients for this book. Yes, it creates a clear distinction between the ingredients and the instructions. So all I have to just remove, highlight this, and then click on this thing, says this bullet point thing, click on it. You can see that they have been removed. Then you click on this indent. Yes, decrease indent, click on decrease indent, click that. You can see that they have moved this side. I want it to leave for me this other space. Yes, because I have used for this space. Now all I have to do is click on this one. Also I want to remove the numbering. Also highlight this, then click here to remove the numbering, then click on this indent to move it on the other side. Then make sure you left align. So left align this, and you can also left align these ones. Yes, left align these ones. You see that everything is now set. Now the next thing I have to do is find my option. So I can arrange these things the way I want. So all I have to do, I want to move this like this side. After moving this side, I want to reduce this. So you can be flexible, you can do whatever you want with these boxes. Do whatever you want that you think may look good for you. Yes, so me, I want this, so I'll just highlight this and I make it italics. I want to make this italics. Yes, you can see that if I make it italic, it reduces the space, it gives me more space here. So I'll reduce this up like here. So I want it to be italics like that. After here, I'll go ahead and click on insert. I want to insert an image here, click here and click here, and then insert a box here, a table, insert a shape here, and insert that shape here and leave it there, and double tap on it and click here shape fill, click on picture, click on work offline for me, and then I scroll through and find the image I want to use here. So let me say I want to use this, so I'll click on this, click on insert, wait for it to enter. After it is entered, click on picture here, click on crop, and then click on fill. Yes, after clicking on fill, extend it like that, so I can move it like that and tap here. Now you see what I've done here. This thing is not even about avocado toast, but I got an image which has the picture of avocado and stretched it so that the avocado can be seen. Yes, so that's what you actually do. If you don't find a picture, you don't need to find the picture for the exact recipe that you're doing. Just find a picture which has one of the ingredients. For example, this one has an avocado in it, so all you have to do is just bring it here and stretch it so that the avocado can be seen. So I can crop it more so that the avocado can be seen. So I'll crop it like that and leave it at that point. You can see that still looks good. Yes, so I can have that as my thing for the avocado toast. Now from here, I think this is now okay. This is now okay. I can use this as my first page. Yes, so this is now my first. Now I can try to move these things around and make sure that they're in a straight line. Now the second thing I have to do is to come here and work on this. So I'll just double tap, backspace, and you can see now I have this one. Then I'll put the cursor here. First click here, put the cursor in front of this and insert, and then page break this also. Yes, same thing as the previous one. So all I have to just move here, move this up to here, then stretch this to the sides. Yes, after it has been stretched, move this ingredient to here. Yes, then move this to this side, then stretch this and make sure okay. I can highlight this and remove. Now here you're just trying to make it look good. Okay, you're trying to make it look good, so I'll remove the bullet points, then come to home and click on left indent, make sure it moves like that, then make it italics. Yes, then I'll move this, I'll try to push this until it reaches this part. I want it to be like that. Yes, so there's flexibility here. I want it to be like that. After this, I'll go ahead and push this. Yes, let me first make it change the alignment to text box. First reduce this, hold here and push it like this, and try to put it in the middle here. Then click on make it behind text. After that, you click here and move this. Yes, so I want to push it. I want to do this one, this second one, in a different way. So if I want to do it in a different way, all I have to do is put it here, highlight everything here, first move it here. Actually, I'll first work on it from here. Highlight everything here. After here, you go ahead and remove the numbering, then you push it to this side and then extend this further like this. Yes, so after extending it further, all I have to just bring it here now. Bring it here and put it here. Yes, after putting it here, I can even stretch more to make sure that this box line is on the same line with these ones. So stretch it more like that. Then I can reduce this here. Well, I want this smaller. I want it smaller like this. Then I extend this to make it bigger. You play around with this thing, the way you want. Then after playing around with it enough, I don't think this is good enough. This is not good, so I'll just move it back down. I think the other one was better, so I'll just move it. You keep on playing with it until you find the shape you want. Yes, so I'll move this like up to here. After this, I can now move this up to like here, and then extend this. Yes, and then extend this until it reaches around here. Yes, so then after that, go ahead and leave it here, and then insert a picture here. You can insert an image down here. Now you can even decide not to insert an image and leave it like this. All you have to just organize the things the way you want. Highlight this and move this here, then go ahead and insert a text box. Click here and draw a text box here. I'm going to draw one big one here and move it like this. Let's say I don't want to use an image on this one, so highlight here and just give it some shady color. Give it a color. Say I want this, I'll just give it that color. Yes, so I've given it that color. Then I can go ahead and do other things. Yes, so I can go ahead and do other things, or I add something here I call notes. Notes, or I add notes here and I leave it like that. So you can be flexible with this and do things the way you want. Yes, but if you decide to add notes here, and then you don't need to paint this any color, you just need to leave it as white. Yes, you just need to leave it as white. But if you don't want to add notes, you can just leave it as painted if you want. Yes, then you can go to the next page. You click backspace until the content comes back. Then you move this page, you move this recipe, click here and move it to the next page. You have space to work with here. Then increase this size because you need space to work with. So after increasing this, then you can go ahead and work with this. But I forgot to remove this thing which says recipe, so I'll just remove it. You can see what's happening here. Yes, so you can see what's happening here. So you can even decide to insert an image here if you want to insert an image. So you just click here, click on shape format, click on this, click on picture, work offline, and this is saying Greek yogurt. So you look for a picture which has yogurt or something, anything which looks like yogurt, and then zoom into it. Yes, so just find anything which looks like yogurt and then zoom into it. So let's say I want this one, so I'll just click here and click on insert. From here, all I have to do is click on picture format, click on crop, fill, then extend this and move this like this. Move that like that. You can leave it here. Yes, so you can leave it there. Then you continue with the next ones. Continue doing. Now when you're doing this, you don't need to be inserting the image or any other thing immediately, so you do process by process. The first thing you have to do is first organize all this to make a structure, and then you can insert the images last. And if you don't want to insert images, then you can design the designs also last. Yes, now after doing all this, then you'll go ahead and remove these lines. Yes, these lines, don't leave these lines here. You just click here and remove the lines like this. And actually go to layout here, then click on, go to layout, yes, layout, and click on selection pane, click on selection pane, then you switch off this, switch off here, switch off here, then you go ahead and leave the header and footer section, leave the header and footer section, and this is how your final book page will appear. Yes, this is what your final book page will look like. This one here, even this one, if you decide to design it like this. So you make sure you've organized them in this particular format. So you're going to do this for all the other recipes. You're going to do this for all the other recipes, and you can organize this. These are your skeletons. These skeletons are all yours. You can play with them the way you want. Yes, these skeletons are all yours. You can play with them the way you want. Arrange them. You can decide to arrange in different formats as long as it is fitting. So just adjust the text and other things to fit very well. So I'm going to do that in another video because this one is getting long. So I'm going to stop this one here.